Me, Fon Quinter, on today's edition of Primetime News on My Media Prime Television, coming to you live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. The news starts now. Today, October 5, is celebrated as International Teachers Day, set aside to honor teachers for their special contribution in every society. As Cameroon joins the rest of the world to celebrate this day, the challenges or plights of Cameroonian teachers cannot be undermined, and despite these challenges, they still remain resilient. Colette Lum spoke with some teachers here in the nation's economic capital and now reports.
Yeah, he is doing what he knows how to do best, teaching, exerting a lot of energy day in out in order to impact knowledge, pondering who is a teacher. A teacher holds the key position in the life of a pupil or student. Without his or her efficiency, loyalty, and sincerity, no educational plan could bring out any fruitful results. As it is rightly said, a good teacher is a powerful and abiding influence in the formation of character. A teacher wakes up every school day early and answers present in class. They encounter all kinds of challenges, noise, and sometimes abuse.
We have problem of change of lesson notes. All the academic year, the government come up with a different model of writing the lesson note, which is really confusing the teachers that if they don't go for seminars, they will not be able to catch up. Most people are being sent to school, they are underage. Textbooks that are being introduced by the government at the beginning of each academic year. We have different writers that come up with their different ideas in it. It is very confusing for the teacher to know who is saying the right thing. Most parents don't assist their children at home. They leave the work on the load on the teacher. To remedy the situation, the teacher gives some extra activities. We plead on all the parents that they should help the teachers at home.
As a teacher, when you teach, you need to attain at least 80% of your lesson objectives. If all the children are not having their books, you cannot obtain that. They should endeavor to buy the necessary textbooks indicated in the list of books. The meager salary we earn. A teacher is someone who brings up all the other professions. I taught a doctor, I teach a lawyer, in fact all the other professions you can name me. It's being groomed by a teacher, but a teacher is the least paid. So I'm calling upon the state to look strictly into the problem of teachers' salary, so that if someone is being paid well, you have that zeal, the way people in our society look at teachers. I think they are the last people, but I'm not the last one. So I want to plead that a teacher is a star, is a model. It's not easy. I get up every morning as from 4 a.m. Latest hour I'm supposed to be in school is 7 a.m. Calling on parents or other professions that look onto teachers as if they are nobody. Make your children, encourage your children to be stakeholders to join our noble profession.
Despite all these odds, passion is their driving force, since they are bent in making the world a better place as they unveil hidden treasures from pupils and students, producing great men and women in all walks of life. Even the president being a product of a teacher.
It's a teacher's day. It's a day to be celebrated because a teacher is someone who is very important in society.
However, something must have ignited the sense of responsibility for choosing this noble profession.
I love the profession. I admire especially my primary school teacher, Mr. Ndongo of blessed memory.
What really prompted me to become a teacher was the love for the job and the love to serve humanity.
Therefore, teachers should be respected and honored now and always, because without a teacher, you and I won't be great men and women.
Still in line with Teachers' Day celebration in Cameroon, some pupils and students in Douala have celebrated their teachers in a special way by sharing beautiful stories of how they are being tutored. Nsah had a close chat with them and put together this report.
Teachers in Cameroon and worldwide, today October 5 celebrated World Teachers' Day under the theme, The Transformation of Education Begins with Teachers. However, as teachers were reflecting on their challenges and successes, some of their students and pupils celebrated them in a special way by sharing stories of their favorite teachers for secondary and class teacher for primary schools respectively. Zebaze Mengani Carol is a Form 2 student of Lycée d'Aqua Nord, Douala.
I like my Latin teacher, Madame Ampailis. I like this teacher because he's beautiful, intelligent, and take care of us in the class. He's not strict, but very cool in this class. She likes intelligent people because they facilitate lessons for
Munjonge Tiki Ange of Lycée d'Aqua Nord, Form 2, also had some amazing words for her favorite teacher.
I love my English teacher because she takes care of us. She is very clean, kind, intelligent. She's very important for my life. I love my English teacher. I love my English teacher.
Talking to these pupils of Class 3, they also shared beautiful experiences of their class teachers. Little Eliel Hanel Mba schools at the call La Lumière Koto.
I like my madam because when people are looking for my trouble, I tell them madam upon you don't like they were looking for my trouble. And madam also teach me rules, and when I don't understand something, I will ask her. And she will explain again. She's kind.
Miguel Ngong is 8 years and a Class 3 pupil of Now Bilingual Nursery and Primary School, Douala.
My teacher, Mr. Atem, I like him because he first warns before he punishes, and he explains everything before he teaches a lesson, and he always helps us be better in the next time. So he is a good man, and I like him so much because he just sometimes he just forgives people when they do something wrong. He likes to warn people before he does something.
Listening to these beautiful stories shared by these pupils and students in Douala, economic capital city of Cameroon, one will love to go back to school or offer a bouquet of flowers to their teachers for being kind, tolerant, caring, and hardworking to their pupils and students.
Today's sad one, a man who claims to be suffering from mental illness has killed 2 women said to be wives of a certain Mr. Prosper, who was seriously injured by the alleged mentally ill man who broke into his house. The incident happened in Bazentia, a village in the west region of Cameroon. Get details right ahead. An atmosphere of pain, fears, and consternation filled the air in Bazentia, a neighborhood in Bamongong village west region of Cameroon. Inhabitants watched in shock the lifeless bodies of Rosalie and Sora, wives of one Mr. Prosper. According to reports, a man who claims to be suffering from mental illness broke into the residence of a certain Mr. Prosper in the early hours of Tuesday, October 4, killing his 2 wives and leaving him seriously injured. A neighbor who survived the attack recounts his ordeal with the alleged mentally ill man. I was asleep at about 3:30 or 4 a.m. I heard someone screaming outside, "It's my car. You must return my car." I stepped out to see what was happening, but realized the person had taken cover. I approached. He came with a big stick to hit me. In an attempt to protect myself, the stick wounded my head. When he talks, you will think all is well. It was his actions that made us believe he has a problem.
C'est l'art de ce qu'il a fait qu'on voit que non, peut-être ici n'est pas normal.
Residents further revealed that the alleged mentally ill man is said to be a former motorcycle rider who escaped from the hands of a native doctor where he was being treated.
Vrai là, à Bazintia, c'est mauvais.
Honestly, we are not happy. The situation in Bazintia is quite disturbing. Someone just came from nowhere and killed 2 of our mothers whose husband is in a critical state in hospital. We want officials to hand him over to us. Let's do to him what he did to the women or let him assist with burial. We don't know him, but it is said he came in from Ewane for treatment, but his action proves he knows what he is doing. Others quoted him saying he has to kill 3 more persons.
Il a encore 3 personnes à tuer, donc il est bien conscient.
Informed of the situation, elements of the Bacham Gendarmerie Brigade rushed to the scene of the incident. The furious population didn't make their task easy. The alleged mentally ill man has been taken to the Buea Gendarmerie Company for more investigation, as inhabitants of Bazintia have 2 unanswered questions running through their minds. Is he truly mad, or it is occultism? Questions to be answered after thorough investigations. Now, a delegation from Parliament under the canopy of the Decentralized CrossBorder Diaspora Parliamentary Network has visited some structures of the Southwest with aim of fostering a development. The visit took place yesterday, October 4, in Buea, as our Southwest correspondent Emanuela C. tells us.
Just like the 3 wise men in the Holy Bible who followed the star to Jerusalem bearing gift for baby Jesus, these gentlemen are 4 in number, under the umbrella of the Decentralized CrossBorder Diaspora Parliamentary Network, who have followed the star of the much talked about spatial studies, bearing gifts of development, partnership, and collaboration. The 4 senators started their courtesy visit at the Southwest Governor's Office, then to the Regional Assembly, and finally to the office of the United Councils and Cities of Cameroon. They expressed their wish to join hands and resources together as they thrive towards a well-developed and structured Southwest region.
And that is why we are here today to start and chart a new way forward for local development. So we came here to gather statistics, we came here to listen to what the mayors have as their worries, to know what the regional council, the regional assembly in the Southwest has as major worries that is hampering their local development.
To the president of the Southwest Regional Assembly, their visit is first of its kind and timely.
We think that this initiative is very laudable, especially as Parliament has decided to serve as a liaison between decentralized regional and local authorities and our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. We are very convinced that at the end of the workshop, more things will be on the table, which will certainly be of the interest of our region. And we want to encourage Parliament to continue in the same direction, to continue to be ambassadors of regional and local authorities, because we have many problems which we have to address, and we think that if Parliament does not give us a helping hand, we may not forge ahead.
At a time when decentralization in the country is considered by many as an experiment, the Vice President of the Regional Assembly says it is time to welcome all partnerships around.
Now, at the level of the Regional Assembly, which you all know, the Regional Assembly is looking forward to having all sorts of partnerships, and the House of Assembly can now lay grounds for a fruitful collaboration.
The network will today, October 5, 2022, have a workshop with mayors and the Regional Assembly where there will be exchanges and discussions geared towards development of the region.
From the Southwest region, let's take you to the Northwest region of Cameroon, where bush market hawkers in Bamenda and an elective come together have voted a new ESCO to pilot the affairs of the Bamenda Bush Market Traders Union. The new ESCO promised to work in synergy with all hawkers plus administration in a bid to ensure the growth of the union and fight the problem of food insecurity. And Northwest correspondent Charles Kiwa tells us more.
Bush market traders in Bamenda Tuesday, September 4, 2022 at Dallas Complex Hospital Runabout under their umbrella union in an elective come-together voted a new executive to pilot the affairs of their union. Bush market traders in their numbers, the elective come-together voted Kum Ivo as president alongside executive members to lead the union's affairs. Kum Ivo, Bamenda Bush market traders president, promised will work in collaboration with all hawkers, stakeholders and administration ensure the growth of the baby union.
The baby association, people do not really see the value and the importance of it. I want to please and call on them, all of them, to see with me that at least this is an association that in the times of happiness we are together, in the times of sad event we are also together. So they should join us, it's never too late.
With aim, knowing themselves, address barriers, improve food security, promote love, understanding, encourage others, join them hawkers with the new executive put in place.
I like the post because I will show my own talent to my fellow friends, the hawkers. That is it. I will show the love to them. I will show them how we can unite. I will make them to understand each other.
The Bamenda Bush Market Traders Union, being a baby union to unite and encourage bush market hawkers, those yet to join are called to join the moving train and make their union stronger.
To education, the University of Betua has officially opened its doors for the 2022-2023 academic year for the first time. The opening ceremony was chaired by the rector of the institution, as Nicole Taco tells us.
The University of Betua, created by the head of state Paul Buea, as a vision to provide the 10 regions of the country with high and quality educational institutions, has gone operational. The official launch of the academic year 2022-2023 took place at the Lone campus of the Technical High School, led by the rector of the university, Professor Remy Magloire Etoa, in the presence of the representative of the Governor East Region and local elites. More than 600 students were registered for this academic year in the 3 different establishments created, such as Université Institut de Buea de Belabo, Higher Teacher Training Institution in Betua, and the Faculty of Political Science. The 2022-2023 academic year has been classified under 3 symbols, which are determination, quality assurance, the professionalization and digitalization of teaching. The University of Betua has benefited 3 different establishments, which are ENS, Faculty of Political Science, and l'Institut Université de Buea de Belabo. This student encourages parents to send their children to the newly created university. We are inviting parents to send their children here because it is easy now that a university has been opened here in Betua. Rather than sending them to other universities, it is preferable that they send them here. The students at the end of the event gave diverse cultural animations, and a group photo was taken at the end of the ceremony with all dignitaries and administratives present.
Coming up next, as part of festivities marking the first anniversary of his enthronement, the king of the Baboons, Baboon Joya, visited Bankim in the Mayo Banyo division of the Adamawa region in order to commune with his ancestors. Staff Lady Joingong takes us to the Adamawa region of Cameroon.
The 20th monarch of the Baboon dynasty, His Royal Majesty Baboon Joya, traveled a distance of more than 100 kilometers all the way to the land of his ancestors, where a warm welcome had been reserved for him by the administrative, traditional and municipal authorities of Bankim. You cannot imagine my emotions having the floor as the first administrator of this town to welcome the Sultan, King of the Baboon, and wish him a happy stay in the land of his ancestors. His Majesty Mohammed Nabil Mbombo-Njoya, on the occasion of his 1-year anniversary as King of the Baboon, visited Bankim, otherwise known as Refum, in a bid to reconnect with his roots. He was received by His Royal Majesty Ibrahim Gandou, King of the Tikas. History holds that Refum in the Adamawa region was the original settlement of the founder of the Baboon dynasty, Charien, before he left for Njimun, and then Fumban in the Nun division of the West region. A host of other activities will take place during this visit to Bankim to celebrate the anniversary of His Royal Majesty Nabil Mbombo-Njoya's accession to the throne.
Now, the presentation of a negative COVID-19 test result is no longer compulsory for those living in the country. This information is contained in a release signed by the Minister of Public Health addressed to the Minister of Transport. Cynthia Azana with details in this report.
Minister of Public Health Dr. Manauda Malachi has declared that the COVID-19 tests are no longer compulsory for those leaving the country. This information was disclosed in a release signed by the Health Minister and addressed to the Transport Minister Jean-Ernest Masena Ngale-Bibehe. According to the official, PCR tests will only be required if the traveler's country of destination requires one. The release also highlighted that for travelers coming into the country, it is still an obligation to present a negative PCR test, which must be less than 72 hours, or a complete COVID vaccination card. A few months ago, the health minister imposed the sum of 30,000 francs CFA for COVID-19 tests. However, many had decried the high cost worsened by the compulsory nature of the test for those seeking to travel out of the country. According to the health boss, the situation of the COVID-19 in the country this year was marked by a long period of calm from February to July 2022, and there has been a steady decline in the cases since the 34th week, which went from August 22 to 28, 2022. It should be noted that a response mechanism is kept on alert in order to detect and deal with possible new cases in the country.
Still on health, Bokengo Wadi dwells on post-traumatic stress disorder, a psychiatric disorder that may occur in people who have experienced traumatic events like accidents, war, and more. Know more about this condition in this report.
Nightmares, flashback, hallucination are some ways persons suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, also called PTSD, relief of their past traumas, either severe, chronic, or acute.
PTSD, as we call it, is a mental disorder that occurs in people who have experienced or witnessed a traumatic event in their lifetime. People who have this condition often have intense, disturbing feelings and emotions related to their experience that last long after the event has occurred. They relive these moments via flashbacks and even nightmares.
With symptoms being unavailable within the first month of going through a traumatic event, and even for years in some persons, the signs for post-traumatic stress disorder may appear in 4 different ways.
Symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorders may appear within a month of the event taking place, or may appear months or years after the event has taken place. These symptoms are often grouped into 4. We have the intrusive memories, whereby the person relives this event via flashbacks, nightmares, disturbing dreams. We also have avoidance, whereby in this case, the person is trying to avoid anything that will remind him of the event that has taken place. The third is negative changes in thinking and mood. Here, the person feels hopeless. He feels numb towards emotions, and he faces difficulties in expressing positive emotions towards other people. The last symptom is changes in physical and emotional reactions,
caused by many different sad, painful, and heartbreaking events such as loss of loved ones, childhood abuse, sexual assault, domestic violence, serious accident, childbirth experiences such as losing a baby, and more. The mental health advocate states that the health condition can be managed through therapy and more.
Treatment of PTSD is a combination of medication and psychotherapy.
It is worth mentioning that PTSD contributes to the risks of suicide cases globally, as every 65 minutes someone dies from the mental health condition across the globe, most of which are women. Seeking to barring the way for suicide for the estimated 227 million PTSD sufferers by means of raising awareness every month of October, it is important for sufferers to not take light of counseling and therapy, as well as caregivers to show constant support, love and kindness to these persons.
Let's talk sports. Now, Cameroon's Football Federation recruits 200 supporters and mascots for the 2022 Qatar World Cup to support the indomitable Lions. Gando Piquet was given the opportunity to recruit 20 fans, a list he has already submitted to Fecafoot for validation. It is reported that others have been contacted in Douala and Yaoundé for the job. Transport, accommodation and well-being of all will be taken care of by Fecafoot. Now, Cameroon Super Cup game between 2022 Cameroon Cup champions and the loser, initially scheduled to play on October 12, has been shifted to a later date in October, but venue maintains. Staff Lady Eyong Besong Magdela with details in this report.
The 2022 Cameroon Super Cup game pitting CrossBorder of Garoua, which just emerged 7-time champions of the Cameroon Cup and runner-up Bambutus FC of Buea, have been shifted to October 22nd. The clash was initially programmed to take place on October 12 at the Kwekong Stadium in Bafoussam. Due to CrossBorder of Garoua's congestion in matches, the Football Federation has chosen to reschedule, given that the game was supposed to be played 3 days away from CrossBorder's crucial CAF Champions League's second preliminary round game against Royal Leopards of Eswatini. Though the Cotoниtes won both the Cameroon League and Cup, they will face Cup losers Bambutus FC of Buea from the west region of the country, still at the same venue chosen, which is the Kwekong Stadium in Bafoussam.
And Mansouri Islam of Algeria this emerged winner of the first lap in the 22nd edition of the Shantabia Cycling Tour held on October 3 in the town of Garoua. The ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, Professor Narcisse Mwelekambi. Get details in this report compiled for us by Catherine Kongwe.
Over 100 cyclists drawn from Africa and other continents have converged on Garoua for the 22nd edition of the International Cycling Tour of Cameroon. The ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, Narcisse Mwelekambi, in the presence of administrative and traditional authorities of the area. A distance of 99.2 kilometers was said to be covered by Islam Mansouri, Algerian cyclist, in 2 hours 28 minutes and 38 seconds, as he emerged winner of the first phase of the Shantabia International Cycling Tour in Garoua. The French national Daniel emerged second with 38 minutes additional to the arrival time of the winner, while Tom, the first Cameroonian, emerged in the third position, 34 seconds after the second winner. The Shantabia Cycling Tour is considered to be one of the most ranked cycling events in Africa by the International Cycling Federation. Meanwhile, the second phase of the competition is set to kick off this day, October 5, 2022, at the Yaoundé-Gomenjab Highway, a distance of 86.9 kilometers.
Ladies and gentlemen, that report compiled for us by Catherine Kongwe ends today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime Television. Coming up next is Prime Hour with Kumlena Ranisti. My name is Fon Quinter. I meet again tomorrow, same time, God willing. Good night.